welcome to my channel, Recipe on Budget. My name is Georgina, and I am trying out, I don't know if you guys know about this website called Tasty. Um, I don't know if it's a BuzzFeed website, but they have an app too. It's called Tasty. I'm trying out their recipe called chicken paprika. It seems pretty simple. You just need chicken, paprika, spice. It can be smoked paprika spice or just regular spice, and red onions. And you need chicken broth, chicken broth, and rice and salt and pepper. So pretty much that's all you need. It doesn't seem like a lot. I bought my chicken for I think $16 in a big pack, so I can make like 4 meals out of it. So I'm making one of the meals. So it's pretty cheap in that way. I already have um, paprika spice in my house, so everybody probably have paprika in your house. You probably have paprika in your house. I have that. I bought chicken broth, which was like 98 cents. So about that, and one red onion, which probably is like in Canada. I live in Canada, so in Canada, it's probably one red onion will probably be, I don't know, um, I don't know how much it was, but it was pretty cheap. And yeah, pretty much that's all you need. So let's get started. We're going to try and see if it's good. So the whole point of this channel is try out a recipe that is on a budget, but the main part is, does it taste good? Does it taste good? Because we want good food. I want to taste good food. You want to taste good food, but also on a budget, right? I think it's possible to do that. So here we go. We are going to try out this chicken paprika recipe from Tasty, and yeah, I'll put the recipe in the description so you can look it up and you can give it a try yourself and see what it tastes like. You can put a comment below and see, oh, it tastes really good, or it tastes like crap. I'll give you a review on what it tastes like though. But if it tastes good, then we keep it in our cookbook. If it doesn't, we dump it. So let's do this. Hey guys, as I was saying, these are the ingredients. I probably missed some stuff while I was talking, so you can you can like use dry parsley, but I have a fresh one. I said so. I'm like, why not? I have a fresh one in my fridge. I was like, why not use it? So I'm using a fresh parsley, but you can use a dry one. I have a smoked paprika, so I'm like, I'm gonna use that. 2 cups of rice, cause I'm doing a little bit more. Like if you just want a small little meal, you can just do 1 cup and it's fine. But I have a husband and a kid, so yeah, so I'm making a little bit more. And then the red onion, garlic, salt and pepper here, and chicken broth. And here is the chicken. So I actually use like chicken thighs because I just think chicken thighs has more flavor, but you can use any type of chicken you want actually. So yeah, so let's get started on our recipe tryout. So the first thing you want to do is to marinate your chicken. So I did mine in a bowl right here. So you put your chicken in and you add two teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of pepper, black pepper, 1 teaspoon of salt. Just add that, and then 2 or 1 teaspoon of dried parsley. You can use fresh if you want. I have a fresh one in my fridge, so I decided to just use that. And so yeah. And the second thing I did was to cut my onions and my garlic right here, just to have that done. That's how I like to do things. Just have everything prepped so the cooking time can just be shorter. Prep time is the longest thing when it comes to cooking, so I try to do the prepping first, and then when I'm cooking, I don't have to stop to cut things and then think something is burning and stuff like that. So I just cut everything I need to cut and get it all ready for the thing. So it's my onions and my garlic. My chicken is already marinated, so I already show you guys how that looks like. So let's get started on the cooking. So here's my pan on the stove. I put my heat on high, and my oil is in there. I'm using olive oil, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and it's just gonna heat up. And then I'm gonna put the chicken in there. So you just have to fry the chicken on high, like, so it doesn't need to. So here we go. You just first wash your hands. My hands are clean. You put the chicken, the tummy side down, like that. Like mainly where it's floppy, you put that in there. So you just gotta fry the chicken, and then you put it aside. When it's done, you flip it, you fry the other side, and then you put it in your on the side. Then you put the rest of the ingredients in there, and which I'll show you in the next step. So what you want to do next is to flip your chicken on the other side. So you want it to look like that, like nice and brown on each side. Just like that, nice and brown on each side. You gotta let it cook, let it fry for like 3 to 5 minutes on each side, and then you just put it aside, and then you add the rest of the stuff to the pot. So the next thing you do when you take your chicken out, which looks like this, you take it out and put it on a plate on the side. You add your onion and your garlic onto the same pan. In there you add it, as you can see, and let it, you saute it for a while, let the onion soften up, and then I'll show you the next step. The next thing you want to do is to add your rice. I usually just wash my rice before I put it. I put it in there. So I did 2 cups of rice. So that's what I'm doing, 2 cups of rice. You use 1 cup of rice, and then you do the ratio with the chicken broth, right? If you're doing 2 cups of rice, you use 3 cups of chicken broth. If you're doing 1 cup of rice, you use 2 cups of chicken broth. So basically that's the ratio you can do. So I do that, I add the rice in here. As you can see, it looks good so far. So hopefully it tastes good, and it does smell really good. So the next step is we're going to add our 3 cups of chicken broth in here. That's the next step. And then we're gonna crank our heat to high and let it, you want to, let it boil for a little bit. And then you turn your heat down. So this is what it looks like so far. So you want to let it boil for a little bit, and then you can add a little bit of salt in there, and a tiny bit of salt. I mean, like what I used before was pepper, so I forgot, I made a mistake. Use a little bit of pepper and then a tiny bit of salt in there. So I just added like a pinch of salt. It kind of depends. If you're using like low sodium chicken broth, then maybe you might add a little bit more salt. But if you're just using the regular chicken broth with salt in it, then you don't need that much salt. So just a pinch of it in there. So I'm just gonna let this bubble up for a little bit, and then I'll show you the next step. So I just kind of let it bubble for like at least a minute, and then you add a little bit more parsley on it. So like as you can see, I just add a little bit more of my fresh parsley in here. So here it is. I'm gonna turn the heat down. And then the next thing you have to do, the next major step, is you're going to add your chicken in here. So here's my chicken. I placed it back in a pan right here. So the next thing you want to do is to cover it up. Actually, on the website, on the Tasty website, they want you to actually make this recipe in a skillet so you can place it in the oven and bake it. But I don't have a skillet pan, so I just have a regular pan. So what I'm going to do is to just cover it up with tin foil, and then lower the heat to like very low, like 2, because rice is usually cooked on a steam. It's not like, you don't have to put it on a high heat. So that's what I'm going to do. So if you don't have a skillet, you can just still make this recipe on the stove. Just cover it with the tin foil, and then pull your pot, the cover, just the regular. I'll show you what it looks like at the end. So here, this is what I meant by just doing it on a stove top, instead of putting it in the oven, which that's what the recipe called for, to put it in the oven using a skillet. But I don't have that, so I just improvise, which is best way, improvising. So what I did was just put tin foil. I cover it with tin foil, and then put the lid back on, and I put my heat very low to like very low. And you have to cook this for 45 minutes, just like if you're baking it in the oven. So I'm just going to like cook it for 45 minutes, and then we will see the end result. Here we go. This is the moment we all be waiting for. So here we go. I'm going to open the lid and see what this looks like. Here we go. Oh wow, look at that, guys. Recipe chicken paprika from Tasty. Looks good so far. Hopefully it tastes good. That's the main part, is that it tastes good. So this is what it looks like. It's done. It's been 45 minutes. Everything is cooked. The rice is nicely cooked. Here we go. Ooh, I like those crisp, like the burnt bottom. Ooh, that's nice. So here it is. That's the chicken. The chicken's nicely cooked too. So yeah, let's give it a taste. Here it is on the plate. So we are about to taste it. Tasting time. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna taste our food. This is chicken paprika and rice, I guess. Chicken paprika and rice from Tasty, the website, or you can use the app. Just go on your iPhone or Android app store, and you can type in Tasty and you'll find the app. And so here we go. We're gonna taste it. Okay. Wow. This is good. Very nicely flavored. Very good. Very good. Now let's taste the chicken. Here's the chicken. This is really good. It's a good recipe. So comment below if you like it.